Good morning, class. Welcome to class 11th economics. Chapter which we are doing is a collection of data, and we have reached almost to an end of this chapter. Collection of data, various topics we had already covered, like when I'm talking about the various methods for collecting the data, or I'm talking about the primary and secondary data also, right? So these topics we have covered. First of all, we have done the primary versus secondary source of data, that what is primary data and what is secondary data. We have recapitulated for also, I mean, 2-3 times. Then see, now please see this chart. The following are the methods of collection of primary and secondary data. Just we were doing. And somewhere how much we have done, let me tell you that, कि हमने कितना इसमें से already कर दिया है. So if I talk about this, that how to collect the primary data, we have covered direct personal investigation. We have done it, direct personal investigation. Then we have done indirect oral investigation also. Like in the direct personal investigation, there was the investigator who was directly taking the interview of the concerned person. वो directly interview ले रहा था concerned person का. And there is a direct eye-to-eye contact also. A normal contact is being made between two parties in the form of direct personal investigation. Then in indirect oral investigation, I told you, suppose if I need to get the information of Mr. A, then I'm getting his information from Mr. B, which means from someone else, I'm taking the information for someone else, right? Someone else's information is being taken by me from someone other party. So that is indirect oral investigation. Then we have covered this also, information from local sources or correspondents. Correspondents are basically the persons of the investigator who have been divided among various groups, and they are at different places, and at different places they people are collecting the information, and they are going to give me the information, right, to the investigator, and I would be combining the information, I would be utilizing that information. For example, the media persons, they are the correspondents. They are at different places, they are doing their work, they are grabbing the information from different sources, and ultimately giving back the information to the channel, and the channel is clubbing all that information and providing the information on their channel only, right? So ultimately we can simply say that indirect oral investigation is somewhere also, जो indirect oral investigation है वो भी जो है हमारा ये primary data ही आपको देता है, because you are collecting the new data through the correspondence. Then we studied about information from filing questionnaires, that there are questionnaires also. Questionnaires are basically the question paper which is provided to you, and you have to fill that. And once you fill that questionnaire, after filling that questionnaire, you need to give that information or questionnaire to the investigator through mailing method. ये हमने कल कर लिया था, through mailing method. Mailing method is basically where you mail that. For example, I have mailed you the questionnaire, and I ask you to please fill it and re-email me that. Or otherwise, if I send it to you on Facebook, मैंने Facebook के जैसे Facebook बहुत सारे सर्विस करता है ना, तो वो भेजता रहता है क्वेश्चनर बना करके, kindly spare your time for 5 minutes and fill this, and we people just fill it. कुछ तो उसको अच्छे से fill करते हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे भी होते हैं जो उसको fill नहीं करते, and ultimately what the people do, they people ignore that. So ये method हम कर चुके हैं, mailing method. Today we have to do the numerators method. Numerators method, ये हमारा आज का अभी पहला टॉपिक है, numerators method. Now let me tell you what is numerator method. When we say numerator method, जब हम बात करते हैं numerator method की, so numerator method is basically that method in which a person is appointed who is coming at your doorstep, and instead of you filing the questionnaire, he is filing the questionnaire by asking the questions from you. समझे आप? Numerator method is basically where a person is coming, एक person जो है वो आ रहा है आपके doorstep पे, और questionnaire ही लेकर आ रहा है, वो लेकर questionnaire ही आ रहा है, लेकिन this time you are not filling the questionnaire. He is just asking the question from you and he is filling that questionnaire. वो questionnaire को fill कर रहा है. उसको बोलते हैं हम numerators method. And जब वो खुद fill करता है, आप fill नहीं करते, जब वो fill करता है, तो ultimately that is termed as a schedule. उसको हम schedule बोल देते हैं. समझो. देखो, दोनों एक ही चीज है. क्वेश्चनियर एंड शेड्यूल एक ही चीज है. वो क्वेश्चनियर कब क्वेश्चनियर है? दैट इज क्वेश्चनियर व्हेन यू पीपल आर फिलिंग दैट. जब आप खुद इन्फॉर्मेंट हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ फिल द फॉर्म and give the information to investigator, that is questionnaire. But whenever a numerator is coming to your doorstep, he is asking that information and you people are he is filling the information by asking from you people. That is known as numerators method. See, ये method कब होता है? You know, whenever there is a census calculation in our economy, हमारी economy में आपको पता है every 10 years के बाद census computation होता है. Census computation means counting of the population. We people count, government count the population, that how many people are residing in our country after every 10 years. Like last census was done in 2011 and the next census will be done in 2021. So गवर्नमेंट क्या करता है? गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया था 2011 में? गवर्नमेंट अपॉइंटेड द न्यूमरेटर्स, गवर्नमेंट टीचर्स. गवर्नमेंट ने गवर्नमेंट टीचर्स को समर वेकेशन के टाइम पे लोगों के घरों में डिवाइड करके ना, एरिया डिवाइड करके उनके घरों में भेजा एंड आस्क देम कि आप जाओ और उनसे पूरा का पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर आओ एक फॉर्म पे. तो वो फॉर्म आया, मतलब न्यूमरेटर्स आए घर पे विद द फॉर्म एंड दे पीपल फिल दैट इंफॉर्मेशन बाय आस्किंग फ्रॉम अस, राइट? दैट इज कॉल्ड अ शेड्यूल. जब वो फिल करने लग गए तो वो क्वेश्चनर नहीं रहा. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ schedule. So numerator method is very simple. Numerator method is a method where a numerator who are being appointed by the investigator comes to your doorstep and they people ask for the information from you and write down in the schedule. That is known as information through filing schedules through numerators method. I think it's clear to everybody. Numerator method is clear to all. Continuing the numerator method from the description. See, numerator methods. अब एक बार इसमें से रीड कर लेते हैं that what is a numerator method. In this method, a questionnaire prepared according to the objective of the study is taken to the informants by trained numerators who help the informants in recording their answers. Which means numerators are appointed and ultimately where the numerators, who are the basically trained persons, they help the informants for their answers. The numerator himself approaches the informants with questionnaire and asks them questions which are called schedules. यानी कि यहाँ पे न्यूमरेटर घर पे जब लेकर आता है ना क्वेश्चनर, उसको शेड्यूल बोलते हैं, लेकिन जब हमने मेल कर दिया दैट इज कॉल्ड क्वेश्चनर. ठीक? For example, if the purpose of investigation is to find out percentage change in monthly expenditure of employees of a factory who might need help to understand and supply the right information to the investigator. Take the best example of census. जो census हमारा होता है, that is the numerator method only, where government, who is the investigator, appoints the trained numerators and send them to the houses from where they want to collect the information, and they basically give the schedule. वो schedule दे देते हैं and they ask the question, numerator asks the question from the respondent and they fill the information in the schedule itself, right? The next is what are the merits and demerits of this method. Let's see what are the merits. Wide coverage, because you can cover a wider area. As जब भी हमारी कंट्री के अंदर सेंसस होता है तो we cover a wider area. हम लोग wider area cover करते हैं because we can appoint many numerators and at different places, right, at different times. So ultimately wider coverage can be there. So it's possible. Accurate and reliable. Most accurate. Why? Because we are basically getting the primary data only, no? So it is most accurate and reliable also. the answers would be more reliable, the answers are more accurate also, the accuracy is maintained here. Then personal contact. Basically, this method allows personal contact between the numerator and informants, right? It allows the personal contact between numerator and informants. So somewhere a personal contact is maintained. Then complete information. Since questionnaires are filled by numerators themselves, these are complete in all regards as this method ensures complete response. तो जो information है वो complete response ही हम लोगों को मिलता है. यानी कि जो questionnaires basically होते हैं ये fill किए जाते हैं numerator से, तो numerator हर एक question का answer मांग लेता है. So the complete questionnaire is being fulfilled. पूरा का पूरा fill किया जाता है तो एक complete response is being basically created. Then demerits may like costly. It's a very costly procedure also because you have to hire so many numerators and you have to pay them too. So it's a costly process. Time consuming. Of course, it is a time consuming because numerators may require specialized training also before going for the filing of schedules. And also time consuming bhi hai ye, because it will take time, right? Then biased. This method is not free from the bias. अगर हम कहें कि ये impartial होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. ये भी biased हो सकता है for the enumerators. Like they might fill wrong information if they bias towards the informant. अगर वो किसी informant की तरफ biased है, तो वो wrong information भी उसके अंदर fill करके दे सकता है. Then unsuitable for small investigations. Small investigations के लिए this is unsuitable. Reason because already you are appointing the you are hiring the trained numerators, you are paying them good amounts. So if it is a small investigation, then I think direct personal interview method will be better than appointing and doing the numerators method, making schedule and so on. Then non-availability of skilled numerators. Sometimes it is difficult to get the skilled numerators. As a result, this method is not all applicable in every field. So it is applicable only where you can get the skilled numerators who actually are able to fill the schedule and grab the information from the informant. All right, so is it clear? This method is clear? Please ask any doubt if you have. Okay. बाकी जिन्होंने thumbs up नहीं किया, that means it's not clear to them. Samir, please explain this method which I have just covered. Over to you, Samir.
Sir, in this method, the numerator comes at the home and take the information by filling the form itself.
Okay.
And the merits are wide coverage. Second is accurate and reliable. Third is personal contact, and fourth is complete information may be taken. And demerits are it is costly and it is time consuming, and third is it is biased, and fourth is unsuitable. And fourth is unsuitable for small investigation.
Can you tell me how it is different from the other methods, especially mailing questionnaire method?
It is different from mailing questionnaire method because through mail the short information may occur and the full information in this method is being obtained by the numerator.
Okay. Fine. What is the difference between schedule and numerator? This questionnaire.
Schedule and questionnaire.
What is the difference between this?
Difference.
Okay. Questionnaire is basically which is filled by the person himself, but schedule is something which is filled by the numerator. Vidyanshi, yes, the numerator can be biased to anyone, right? Like numerator जो है, अगर वो किसी informant को जानता है तो उसकी तरफ biased है, तो he can even fulfill, even he can fill the wrong information in the schedule. Who else can just explain? Ambika Mohta. She will explain once again this method which we have just covered. that is information through numerators. Ambika.
Sir, under this method, a questionnaire is prepared. The numerator himself approaches the people and himself fill the questionnaire. The the merits of this method is it can cover wide area. It is more accurate than the mailing method. Uh, the personal contact is happen between the people and the eh, numerator. Demerits are it is an expensive method. The person who is collecting the information can be biased. It is very time consuming and it is not suitable for private investigation.
But how it is different from the mailing method? What is the main difference between the mailing method and questionnaire and this numerator method?
So in mailing method, the informants are giving the information which can be wrong also. But in the enumerator method, it is collected by the people themselves. So it can't be. It is more accurate than the mailing method.
And how we can say that what is the difference between these questionnaires and schedule?
Sir, they both are a set of questions, but in questionnaire the answers are recorded by enumerator, whereas the in the questionnaires the answer uh, is recorded by respondents. But in the schedule, the answer is recorded by enumerator, which are specially hired.
Okay, so the next topic which we can see on the screen is after that, that is qualities of a good questionnaire. Although I think this we have covered in the last class also, that what are the qualities, but still Samir is saying, sir, please explain again difference between schedule and questionnaire. Samir, questionnaire and schedule both are the same thing. These are the set of the questions which have been framed by the investigator. For example, if I have made a sample of question paper, I am the investigator. I have written all the questions in under one sample, that I want to grab this information from everybody. That is basically a questionnaire, right? If that set of question is being filled by the party from whom I want to get the information, which means if it is being filled by the respondent himself, then it will be the questionnaire only. But if that is filled by the numerator is the person whom I have appointed, investigator I have appointed. So if it is filled by the numerator, then it would be termed as a schedule. So there is not much difference between schedule and questionnaire. Both are the set of question, but just the difference is that questionnaire is being filled by the informant himself, but the schedule is filled by the numerator on the behalf of informant. I hope now it is clear, Samir. Please kindly write in the chat box. Okay, fine. So next is qualities of a good questionnaire. Qualities of a good questionnaire means that what are the various qualities of a questionnaire that we should see. Qualities may, I told you that number of questions should be limited, right? Yani ki this question is basically while making the questionnaire, what all points we have to keep in our mind. कि जब हम questionnaire बनाएंगे, what all points we have to keep in our mind. So the first is like number of questions. Like first of all, the number of questions asked should be limited, which means if we are asking any number of questions, it should be definitely in a limited form. Then I'll say that questionnaire with many questions discourages people to complete it. Like many questions are there which are not being liked by the informant, or he doesn't want to give answer for that. So definitely these type of questions should be avoided, and straightforward limited questions should be asked from the person. Then it should be simple and clear. Definitely the question should be simple and clear. Complex questions must be avoided, because answer of the complex question definitely the person is not going to give. The informant will definitely not give the answers of the complex questions. So those questions should be avoided. It should be very simple, right? It should be very simple and clear. यतिन अरोड़ा सर, क्वेश्चनियर का स्टैटिस्टिक्स से क्या रिलेशन है? बेटे स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज बेसिकली अबाउट द कलेक्शन ऑफ डाटा, as the chapter which we are doing, Yatin. And when we are doing collection of data, definitely questionnaire is the method of collecting the data. If I have to collect the data from you, I have a set of question paper, I have forwarded you the question paper, and you have just answered me all the questions in that question paper. That means I have collected the data. That is the questionnaire. आजकल तो व्हाट्सएप पे बहुत चलता है, जिसके अंदर एक व्हाट्सएप फॉर्म होता है, फेसबुक फॉर्म होता है ना, जिसके अंदर आप लोग अपना क्या बोलते हो उसको, स्लैम बुक बोलते हो आप बच्चे लोग उसको। स्लैम बुक के अंदर लिखते हो भाई ये हमारा कौन सा बर्थडे बर्थडे कब आता है और फ्रेंड कौन बेस्ट है, ये वो पता नहीं, वट एवर थिंग्स यू पुट इन दैट फॉर्म, एंड यू सेंड इट टू योर फ्रेंड्स टू फिल दैट। तो वो क्या है, यू आर कलेक्टिंग द डाटा थ्रू द क्वेश्चनेयर ओनली. So of course it has a positive and a direct relation in statistics, because questionnaire, through questionnaire we are going to collect the data. ठीक? So questionnaire should have number of questions should be limited. Then the question should be simple and clear. Then definitely there should be a proper arrangement of the question. Suppose if I'm asking, if I want to ask you from the stream, I have given you the form, then definitely first question should be the name of the student or admission number of the student. I can't directly go to which stream you want to opt for, right? So proper set of questions should be arranged, proper arrangement of questions should be made, so that the logically, which gives the proper information to the investigator. No personal question. I think we should avoid the personal questions, because personal questions, nobody would be liking to give the answer. So better to avoid the personal questions, and only the questions which are related to the study, which are related to the statistical study, must be there, and the personal questions definitely should be avoided. Then no personal questions ke baad we have no mathematical calculation questions. I told you yesterday also, the mathematical calculation questions are somewhere complex, because everybody is not that familiar with the calculation part. So whenever you are writing a questionnaire, you are making a questionnaire which you have to send to various parties, various persons, then definitely you should avoid the mathematical calculation questions. Those questions must be avoided, and on an average a simple question should be asked from the informants. Then cross examination. Cross examination means, in order to verify any particular information, questions may be set in such a way that verification may be possible. Means where cross examination is possible. यानी कि क्वेश्चंस ऐसे फ्रेम करने चाहिए that the cross examination is possible. For example, if I ask for date of birth in that questionnaire, and you have put the date of birth in that questionnaire, and I have asked for the attaching proof also, that attach the proof. तो आपने proof भी attach कर लिया, तो I can just cross examine that the date of birth which have been written in the form with the, I can easily compare it with the attached file, that whether it is the correct or not. Then instructions. Instructions must be given in the questionnaire before filing the form, right? Like use ball pen, gel pen. You all have given the 10th paper. You must have seen that whenever you were writing the OMR sheet, you are filling the OMR sheet, the instructions were given clearly on that OMR sheet that you have to use blue or black ball pen only, and fill the circle properly. Do not leave any blank unnecessarily. Everything was written there. So instructions must be there, so that there is no problem in, there is no problem in filing the questionnaire by the informant. Then pre-testing of the questionnaire. Definitely there should be the pre-testing of the questionnaire also, because pre-testing must be done, so that to make sure that the questionnaire which you have made is easily understood by all, and it is easily being, it can easily be filled by everybody. So एक pre-testing या pilot survey करना बहुत जरूरी है इसके ऊपर. I hope it's clear to all that what are the various things which we have to take care for the questionnaire. Before framing a questionnaire, what all things we have to must keep in our mind. I think it's clear to all. Or any doubt is there, kindly ask me doubt in any point if you have. You can write in the chat box, or you can raise your hand. I'll unmute you. You can ask your doubts. Okay, Siddhi, you are going to explain me some points that which we have to keep in our mind before framing a questionnaire.
So the questions must be limited and precise. We should not ask personal question as it may offend the people. The cross-examination should be there. For example, if we are asking for the date of birth, so we will ask for a proof so that we can cross-examine the date of birth. The we should avoid mathematical calculations. The questions must be arranged in a proper sequence or in a logical form.
Okay. There is a doubt from Samir that please explain the last point, pre-testing of the questionnaire. Samir, pre-testing is basically the pilot survey that before making the questionnaire visible to everybody and sending to everybody, I think I should first send it to a limited number of persons to check that the questionnaire is basically easily filled by them all or they are facing any problem in that. So if I do that, there would be a pre-testing of the survey. If any question which I have asked personal, or if in any question if any problem is arising out from that pre-testing providing it to a limited number of persons, then I can change the question, and once I have changed the questionnaire, then I can send it to everybody. So basically Samir, from the pre-testing or pilot survey, we are making sure by providing it to the limited number of persons that the questionnaire is perfect and it is easily being filled by everybody. Yatin Arora, sir, how would we know that the particular question is offending to people? Pre-testing. Yes, Yatin, which I just explained, pre-testing. Because when, suppose I have made the questionnaire for 2000 people, but before sending it to all 2000 people, I'm sending it to 100 people first, right? So I send it to 100 people, and those 100 people are going to tell me that is there any question which is being offended to them, or is there any question which they feel like should not be asked in the questionnaire, and accordingly I will explain that, right? Accordingly I will change the question, right? I hope this is clear now. So next I am going to unmute Nilima. Nilima, you are going to tell me that what are the basically points which we have to keep in our mind before framing any questionnaire.
So that there should be a limited number of questions, and that questionnaire should be simple and clear, straightforward. Proper arrangement of questions should be there. No personal question should be asked in the questionnaire. No mathematically calculation should be there. Proper instruction should be given in the starting of the questionnaire, and and there should be cross examination and pre-testing of the questionnaire.
Can you tell me why we people are doing this thing? Why we people have to keep in our mind before making any questionnaire?
So that the responder do not face any kind of problem in giving the answers, and it will be easier for us also to make the proper data of that questionnaire.
Good. Okay. So moving further to the next topic, telephonic interview, the last method of this last method of primary data collection. I think we have covered telephonic interview also. है ना? I think 2 days back I have already covered the telephonic interview as well, right? Tell me in this chat box. Yes. So I think telephonic interview is clear to all. Abhay, you are going to tell me about the telephonic interview method. You are unmuted. You can speak, Abhay. Abhay, you never speak on mic. I've noticed it for 3-4 times now. Whenever I ask you, you never speak on mic. What is the problem? You are a good student. You can speak. Is there mic problem? If it is there, if it's mic problem there, kindly mention in the chat box. Okay. So questionnaire method. This telephonic interview method. And I would like to ask the telephonic interview method from Pulkit Sharma. Ji Pulkit. Pulkit, you can speak. You are unmuted. You are also facing the network problem, right? The same excuses that you people start giving me while I ask question. Khushi Arya, telephonic interview method.
Sir, in this the questioner asked with the help of telephone.
Okay, what are the merits of this method? Collecting the information from telephonic interview.
Wide coverage.
Fine. Or
Lower cost. Lower cost.
okay. Now Pulkit want to give answer. Wait Pulkit. अभी मुझे ढूंढना पड़ेगा out of these 55 students. Where are you? Pulkit, raise your hand. Yes, Pulkit, you can speak now.
So telephonic interview method is a method in which the person asks the questions from the other person by the help of phone
Okay.
and do a survey on a phone by itself.
Then what are the merits of this method?
It covers a wide area. It has a lower cost. It is comfortable to both of the person.
Okay.
मेरा सब थोड़ा कनेक्शन इशू चल रहा है मेरा कभी भी मीटिंग लीव हो जाती है एकदम
हाँ जब हम आंसर देते हैं तब तो वैसे भी ज्यादा कनेक्शन इशू हो जाता है चलो मूविंग फर्दर just recapitulate this point. Which method of collection do you suggest in the following points? Like first is a teacher wants to know about the personality of the students of her class. If I want to know the personality of the student of my class, then I think definitely there would be direct personal investigation. Because personality उससे खुद के अलावा कोई ज़्यादा अच्छे से नहीं बता सकता ना मुझे. And I have to observe personally, so direct personal investigation would be feasible, right? Like second, an investigator wants to undertake an inquiry of addition of alcoholic drinks in the society. एक investigator को undertake करनी inquiry of addition of alcoholic drinks in the society. So that I can do from the indirect oral investigation. Directly क्या करना company से, indirectly जितने भी retailers के पास आ रहा है सबसे I can easily contact them and get the information about the company, right? Third is to get regular information about cricket test matches by newspaper agency. Of course, correspondence, because regular information they are going to give me through the correspondence only. Then fourth is to know about changes in taste and preferences of consumer by research unit of a garment manufacturing unit. Know about the changes of taste and preferences of consumers by the research unit of a garment manufacturing unit. Definitely information from questionnaires and schedules. Put the information, put the questionnaire to them and ask for the information from them directly. When the respondents are reluctant to answer certain questions in personal interview, telephonic interview through the telephone only, right? So we have completed the primary data. Now just secondary data is left. Primary data we have completed. Secondary data topic is left that we will do tomorrow, and that will complete tomorrow only. And tomorrow this chapter will be completed, and I will send the assignment tomorrow so that the chapter is completed. So you will start solving those two assignments. I'll send two assignments of this chapter. So you will start solving the two assignments of this chapter. All right. So till then, kindly revise the topic again and again. I'm telling you, statistics chapter 1 and 2 is coming in exam. Microeconomics, theory of demand, and elasticity of demand is coming in exam. All right. So please start revising the topic again and again, and ask doubt on WhatsApp. मेरे को personal पे आप पूछ सकते हैं. Any doubt, you can just ask me on personal. All right. Take care.